Well, pensioners were meant to be the big winners from this year's election, so why are they still getting a raw deal?
Retirement. It's all caravanning, golf and...
4747. Bingo!
We have a winner!
But with all of that, how do pensioners find time to get screwed by the guys who saved them from Labor's so-called retiree tax?
A brutal and cruel blow for retirees.
It's a heinous tax on Australians who've worked hard all of their lives.
There will be no higher taxes or new taxes on superannuation under my government.
But it turns out ScoMo and Co are also keen on a little slice of Nana's pie.
Under current laws, a part pensioner can earn up to $168 a fortnight. Over that, then they start getting their pension reduced. The assumption of how much they make on their investments then starts to affect how much they get paid.
That's called the Deeming rate, the amount of money the government assumes pensioners are making on their investments. In 2015, ScoMo set the rate at 3.25% when he was Social Services Minister. The trouble is, interest rates keep going down, but the Deeming rate hasn't. So, say Grandad puts his hard-earned into a term deposit account and gets the current average term deposit rate of 1.8%. The government assumes he's actually earning 3.25% interest.
The higher the deeming rate, the less that these people are going to get in terms of pension, because the government is assuming they're making much more from their financial investments than they actually are getting at the moment.
I can see how you got the smartest guy on the desk to figure this one out. You get a time machine, you go back to 2015. And then you have to Google what deeming rates are.
When the Reserve Bank cut interest rates to a historic low, the government heavied the banks to pass it on to consumers. So is it time Canberra cut pensioners some slack and did the same? Joining us now is Ian Henschke from National Seniors Australia. Ian, so make this concrete for us. How much money does this end up costing the average pensioner per year?
Well, it's hard to say, Waleed, because it depends how much money you've got in the bank. But let's think about it this way. The government is saying you're getting 3.25% on your savings, and in fact, you'd be lucky to get 2% on your savings. So it's like the difference between earning $3.25 an hour, which is what they say you're earning, and you're really only earning $2 an hour. I mean, that's the proportion of the money that they're losing. And look, just remind you that the basic pension is $24,000 a year. You need every bit of money that you can get. We hear about people whose one big treat is once a month to have fish and chips. We hear about people who are living in pension poverty. 1 in 3 older women in Australia on the pension is living in poverty. 1 in 4 pensioners overall is living in poverty. And if you look at this, Waleed, 4% of our GDP is spent on pensions. In Europe, it's 8%. The OECD, it's 8%. So we don't give our pensioners a lot of money. So to use a system like the deeming rate, so you can save money when you're in government, that is pretty mean.
So did you just change the deeming rate? Is it that simple?
Well, I think you need to take the politics out of the pension completely. What you should be doing is actually having an independent body set the deeming rate, an independent body set the rate of the pension. Now, how fair is it for a government to say you're earning 3.25% if you've got $51,000 in the bank, and in fact you're only getting 2%? I mean, they're telling you that you're getting more money than you are, then they adjust your pension, and then you don't get the money from the bank, you get a double hit, and you're in the middle of winter. You've got all the bills that come in, the health insurance that you're trying to pay. You're trying to do all this when you're a pensioner. It's just not fair. And so I ask the Prime Minister not to have another review. This one is a straightforward thing. Take it away from government, give it to an independent body. And I can tell you, the amount of people out there that are affected by this, we've got 1 million part pensioners. There's 1 million people out there, and a lot of them watch your show, and their children watch your show. This is not just a seniors issue. This is about the people's mums and dads and grandparents and people living alone, struggling. It affects almost 1 million Australians.
And you forcefully put it on the agenda. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you very much indeed, and have a great weekend.